So the Skoda Octavia VRS was the car that changed my life, and this is part three of a trilogy, so to say, of the car that changed my life, the Skoda Octavia VRS Mark 1. So in this video, you and I will finally catch up to 2022, the current status of the car. But before that, there's still one more thing that I have to get to, and that is October 2021. My last video ended with me talking about uh, the events of October 2021, or briefly describing what initially happened. Now, to get you up to speed, it was a rainy day, a rainy night actually, in October 2021. I don't remember the exact day, but it was raining a lot. It didn't start out very heavy. So I looked out, I decided it wasn't that bad. So I started up my VRS, and the AC was not working at that point, but it wasn't that bad. So I started the car up and I head out for a drive. And I head out, and I'm near the airport, which is where I usually drive to. And as I'm making my way, a Jeep shows up. Right, it's raining, thunder, and it's terrible. My wipers suck, and this Jeep comes out of nowhere, and it rams into me from the side, and it pushes me into this area of the road where there was some road work going on, and it was essentially like a ditch, and there was water sort of filled up to essentially my car's height, or just a little bit below my car's height. And he comes up to my side. He pushes me like this. I don't know why. I don't know what happened. I don't understand anything. I'm driving along. He comes up. He just comes up from right behind me like this, and he hits me. And then my car sort of veers off. It hits the barriers that were sort of around the roadworks, and my car goes inside, and it goes into the water, and it comes out. But the road was so bad that going through that patch of road, in those few seconds that I hit the barriers, I went through the roadworks, and then I came out. My radiator stopped working. My there was water mixed up in the oil, and then just a lot of stuff went into the coolant. My headlights stopped working. My hood release broke. My car started. My drive shaft broke, and then it went back. It hit the gearbox, and then the gearbox broke, and then my gear box mounting, my engine mounting, all my mountings were screwed. And the car basically just gave up. It committed suicide. The car was like, I'm done, because I mean, no car should have gone through what my car went through. And that was one of the worst things that happened that day. And it was raining, and the guy didn't even stop. He hit me, and I almost died. And my car did die for sure. And I had to get a truck, and I had to get the car out of there, and it was the worst. Now, that was October 2021, and I immediately sent the car off to a mechanic that I trusted at the time. I don't trust anymore. And it was there for a lot of time. And the mechanic showed no interest at all in finding the parts. So I had to do everything by myself. And then whenever I ordered the parts and confirmed with him, he would just say, yeah, that works. And then I'd get the part, and he'd say, oh, what? No, that's wrong. Even though I got the go-ahead from him before ordering the parts. So yeah, it was a huge mess. So I pick up the car in what is it, April or May of 2022. So literally a month or two ago. So I pick up the car, and I drive it back home, and it worked on the way back home. And then after that, I realized that they hadn't fixed the car. All they did was fit the drive shaft and the gearbox. That was it. They didn't fix anything else. All those other things that I mentioned that happened on that day in October, they didn't fix anything. So I call up a friend of mine, a friend that I made through, the VRS essentially, indirectly. So, when I bought the VRS, I got into I met these group of people. And through those group of people, I met more people. And through that, I made a friend who also has a VRS, a Mark 1 VRS, and he was kind enough to help me out with, he took me to a place where he used to give his car as well. So we went over, we gave my car, and it was crazy. I had to drive the car through traffic with the car overheating, the headlights not working, uh, and so the car's overheating. There's no oil either. Uh, there's no headlights, and I have to shut the car off and start it. But then my battery's dying because like the car wasn't being driven from October 2021 up until April or May, whenever I picked up the car. So all those months it was off. So the battery was essentially just almost on the brink of collapse. So the battery is dying, the car is overheating, and we're stuck in traffic, stop and go traffic. And it takes us like an hour or like an hour and a half to get to the mechanic, which honestly should have taken 15, maybe 20 minutes at the most. So we give the car there, and that's when the car's sort of new journey begins. Restoring the car, bringing it back to at least its former glory. And I've documented almost every single visit that I've been there. I've documented every little bit of progress we've made. I've documented the process of getting the parts, giving the parts, fitting the parts, and then seeing how the car drives with the new parts. So over the course of this video, you'll see little like clips of me maybe giving parts, or like, and I'll also explain in those videos what's going on and what the status of the car is. And let me tell you something, have I got a story for you. So sitrep, basically what you just saw was the car is overheating, and my camera is at at a weird angle, but yes, so the car is overheating, as you already know, and my camera is doing weird things. I don't know why it's zooming in and out, but basically what's going on is there was water in the oil, and there was a lot of like garbage and stuff in the coolant, and because of that, the car was just, the coolant was sort of like boiling up, and the oil was coming up as well, and it was a disaster. So that will be fixed, and then we can finally move ahead with all the other repairs. So I'm happy, you're happy, we're all happy. This is great. I want to kill myself.
इसकी डाउन पे क्या हो गया?
ऐसी ऐसी आवाज़ नहीं आती इसमें।
ये कहीं की कुछ लीक हो रहा है एग्जॉस्ट में से? एक इंजेक्टर मिसफायरिंग है।
ऐसी तो नहीं आती, ऐसे नहीं आना चाहिए आवाज़। कवर लगे हुआ है गाड़ी,
वो आईना गिरा था ना।
अच्छा अच्छा अच्छा, हाँ
पानी पड़ रहा था। कवर निकाल दी। हाँ निकाल दी फिलहाल तो। ही कर देगा गाड़ी नहीं वो स्पीड और ये माउंटिंग का भी करना है चेक इंजन नहीं जा रही इसकी क्या बता रहा है एरर
Okay, so sitrep. I'm sorry for the weird angle, but basically, what we found out is that the heating issue is solved, and what I gave the mechanic just now was basically a spark plugs and ignition coils and some coolant, and hopefully that should fix the rest of the issues, the misfiring issues which popped up recently. And if they're fixed, it's good. If they're not fixed, I'll kill myself. So this car changed my life, it ruined my life, and it will also end my life. So let's hope it works. Let's hope it works. Let's hope it works. Light क्यों हो रही है? देख लेंगे ना लाइट का क्या चलेगा किसका मॉडल है Alright, so news flash. What we basically found out just now is so they fitted the ignition coils that I gave them. They fitted the spark plugs as well. So basically the car is running on 2 Audi R8 ignition coils and 2 VRS ignition coils. So yeah, that's fantastic. I will eventually get 2 more Audi R8 coils again and put them. But the car is idling well. It wasn't starting. It didn't start at first because, you know, the car was sort of at an angle, so the fuel wasn't circulating very well. But the car started, and it's idling fine. It's never idled this good before, so that's fantastic. And tonight I'm gonna go and pick up the car and like drive it around maybe like a couple days, and slowly, you know, the build is coming along. The car is slowly gonna be roadworthy again, and I'm excited for that. So tonight I'm going to pick up the car. The AC isn't working still, so it's going to be kind of a task to drive it around, and then so I'll drive it around a couple days and then give it back. We'll get the AC done, we'll get the mountings, everything done, and then after that I'm still not done because I have to get new wheels, and then hopefully I will be done. I also need gear bushings, the gear mountings and bushings, whatever, they're screwed. So I have to get those. I have to get a lot of stuff. I don't know where I'm going to get the money for this, so I'm going to have to sell a bunch of things, and oh god, this is terrible. I don't know why I'm doing this, but the things I have to do for this car, man, goddamn. So anyway, yeah, it's pretty good, pretty good. Alright, so sitrep, I've picked up my VRS. It's not overheating anymore. It runs fine. Well, fine is a bit of an overstatement, but look, it runs all right, and well, I'm gonna try to get home alive. My headlights aren't working. My brakes are not the best. My steering isn't aligned, and yeah, the issues just pile on. Anyway. Now, if you enjoy these kind of videos, make sure to let me know, and I might consider making more videos in this type of format, where, you know, I sort of, you know, tell a story, but I'm actually present here, so it's a bit more engaging, and you know, let's see how this goes. If you enjoyed this, I would appreciate it if you shared it, and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you all in the next one. Thanks for watching.